Pipe Network presents.
Gusto niya bang malaman kung paano kami nakikipag-collab sa mga brands in the MT Show podcast? We use Podmetrics, the easiest way to monetize your podcast. If meron kang podcast, sign up now at podmetrics.co and use my code DMTGShowPod to get full control on how you monetize your show regarding of its size. Again, sign up now at podmetrics.co and use my code DMTGShowPod. If you're an advertiser who wants to collab with us, head on over to advertiser.podmetrics.co and fill up the form. Again, Podmetrics, the easiest way to monetize your podcast. Welcome to your unfiltered Tagalog Wrestling Podcast. This is the MTG Show Podcast. So, welcome to your unfiltered Tagalog Wrestling Podcast. And this is the MTG Show Podcast, a wrestling podcast. So, for this episode, we're going to talk about a bunch of shows. Yung isa, hindi naman necessary pag-usapan, but we need to talk about that. And yung isa is a very important event for NWA, which is the Back from the Attack or Back for the Attack, whatever it is. Nalilito na ako lagi dito sa naming na to. But we're going to talk about those shows later in the show. Pero for now, we're going to talk about the upcoming sale of Shopee. So that's Shopee 44 Mega Shopping Sale Part 2. And if you're going to use my link, so that's tinyurl.com/tmtgspxShopeePH2. Again, that's tinyurl.com/tmtgspxShopeePH2. If you want to help the podcast na magtuloy-tuloy pa tayo dito, please use my links. Hindi naman yan kayo sisingilin. So, please use my links for April 4. That's 2 weeks na lang. Pilipasin lang natin yung Holy Week. And then, pagdating ng Easter Sunday, makakabili na ulit kayo sa mga platforms na yan like Shopee, Lazada, and whatever it is. So, Shopee 44 Mega Shopping Sale. Again, use my links. So, that's tinyurl.com/tmtgspxShopeePH2. So, for this episode niya, ulitin natin, we're going to talk about NXT, Raw, SmackDown, Fastlane, and then we're going to talk about Back for the Attack, and of course, may typical review on this week's wrestling, basically. Yun lang naman ang ginagawa ko dito for the past 9-10 months. So, let's start to it. Mag-umpisa na tayo. Ayoko na masyado magpahaba-haba. So, first, we're going to talk about the main event of the evening, which is Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship with Edge as the ringside enforcer. So, yung match na to was a long match na hindi naman sobrang cliche match na magdo-dominate si Roman and then iti-take over ni Daniel and then may miscommunication and then maglalabas dito si Jey Uso, yung referee magagalaw and then andyan na si Edge. He will save the day, but no, this match is yung match na hindi nyo na-expect before. Parang maganda yung naging umpisa nila na tinitake agad ni Daniel Bryan yung advantage, and then parang ang goal ata nila dito na mapap-top out ni Bryan si Roman, and then nagtuloy-tuloy na yung advantage nitong match na to, and then typical na Roman Reigns ending na nangyari nga. Lumabas si Jey Uso, sinuperkick niya lahat, si Daniel Bryan, si Edge, and then nilabas ni Jey Uso yung steel chair, bale na-counter yon, and then inatake nila si Jey Uso bago si Edge, inatake niya yung dalawa ng steel chair. Parang basically ito na yung naging seeds for a triple threat match at WrestleMania for that matter, na mangyayari talaga yung triple threat match at WrestleMania. I guess set na yung matches, mamaya i-discuss natin kung ano-ano yung mga na-official na matches for WrestleMania kasi medyo madami, and also hindi lang isang gabi ito, so which is 2 nights na to. Magandang laban naman, but nakita natin yung different side ni Bryan, and then nakita din natin yung Roman Reigns na almost hindi natin nakita before, na parang basically kasi sa mga napanood ko na Roman Reigns matches from the past or even during this heel turn, parang sobrang anytime pwede siya matalo, ganun. And then babawi na lang sa dulo, lalabas si Jey Uso who will finish the job, na ganon. Hindi natin siya almost nakita here in this match, but parang basta napakaganda ng outcome natin for this one. Mamaya ibibigay ko yung outcome ko, scores ko for this stuff. And then, susunod naman, we're going to talk about the mixed or intergender match between Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton. So, basically, parang hindi siya match for me. It's more on a parang alam mo yun na hindi siya cinematic match. Hindi siya cinematic match. Parang mind games lang talaga tong match na to. But ginawa nilang intergender para medyo may sense storyline. Pero sige. Sabihin na natin na intergender match para formality siguro. Maganda naman yung execution ng story kasi story lang naman ang pinapakita nila dito para ma-set up nila yung WrestleMania bout. And yung panalo dito ni Alexa Bliss, medyo okay, fine. Binibuild talaga nila na mangyayari talaga yung The Fiend versus Orton at WrestleMania. And yung mask ni The Fiend or yung suot The Fiend ngayon, which is parang, alam mo yung yung buhok-buhok sa tinapay, na ganon. If natatandaan nyo yung tinapay na yon, sigurado ko natatandaan nyo din kung ano yung suot or costume ni Fiend on that time. Basta ganon parang ganon yung yung feeling na nakikita ko na yung bagong costume ni Fiend on this gimmick. But still, pwede pa. Pero ako sabihin ko lang, maganda tong storyline na to. But, sabihin ko sa inyo, ewan ko, nag-asawa na ba kayo? Pakita itong mga to. Nag-asawa na ba kayo? Na ito yung lagi natin nakikita every week. Come on. We want new storylines. And I think isa to sa mga storylines na matatapos after WrestleMania. That's for sure. And then, also, speaking of storylines na mag-e-end after WrestleMania, so definitely Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus is one of them as well. So, nagkaroon nga ng isang no-holds-barred match si Sheamus and si Drew. And sa tingin ko, ito yung isa sa mga pinakamagandang laban na napanood natin for the whole pay-per-view. Para sa akin, ito yung naging, ano ba tawag doon? ito yung naging pinakamagandang match doon sa mga naging match ni Drew and ni Sheamus since nag-umpisa sila noong January. Parang ito yung pinaka-smooth na match nila and also ito rin yung pinakamaganda na match nila kahit parang tama ba doon? Parang nagamit nila yung nature ng pagiging no horse barred match and also parang it makes sense doon sa story na si Drew lalabanan niya na si Lashley for the championship at WrestleMania and wala namang stakes dito sa match. So obviously Drew gets the win and Sheamus gets nothing. Yun. And then let's move on to Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Ito yung isa sa mga matches ng Fastlane pay-per-view na ito na sobrang walang build at all. But parang ang dating sa akin, na-execute na ng mabuti na maganda tong match na to. And medyo nauurat lang ako doon sa fact na ito na lang ba yung fate ni Shinsuke? Ito na lang ba yung gagawin niya for this fucking company? Wala di ba kayong iba na maisip about him? Like what? Ano? Ito na lang ba yung ibibigay niyo kay Shinsuke Nakamura? Itong taon to, he was a NXT champion. Naging IWGP champion din siya. Naging Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, and somehow, bakit ganito lang yung treatment sa kanya right now? Ganun yung naiisip ko. Ewan ko, parang nakakapraning na, yung treatment nila kay Shinsuke right now. I don't know if, ano niya yun? Parang request niya na gano'n na magpuput over na lang siya ng talents. Pero wala eh. Nahihinayang din ako kay Shinsuke lately eh. Mamaya, isa pa tayong wrestler na pag-uusapan na sobrang nanghihinayang ako. So, tong match na to, balikan natin. Wala naman tong physicality. Hindi siya sobrang physical. Hindi naman siya yung sobrang physical match. Para lang siyang ano bang tawag doon? Practice for Cesaro versus Rollins at WrestleMania. Pero ako, hindi ko pa rin alam kung ano ba tong character ni Rollins. Ano ba to? Messiah ba to? Authority Rollins ba to? O Bobo ba to? O combined? Or bad guy na to na parang may pagka The Rock na ganon? I don't know. Hindi pa natin alam yung istorya. Pero maybe malalaman natin habang binibuild pa nila yung story dito for this one. Kaya ayoko muna husgan. Ayoko muna maghusga sa kung naman nangyayari right now sa promotion na to. So, susunod natin na match. Ayoko na pag-usapan tong Braun versus Elias because this is a stupid match. I know. Ito, one of the most important matches of this pay-per-view indeed. So, that's Big E versus Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental Championship. Sabi ko nga sa isang Discord chat siguro na or sa isang episode siguro ng hindi ko tanda kung ano yun, stuff yun. Pero tama yung naging hula ko doon. Mananalo si Big E for this one and then Apollo will get his moment at WrestleMania kasi ayaw naman natin na mawala yung momentum niya, yung build ng momentum niya, ayaw natin mawala yun. And I think na-execute nila yung build na to kasi obviously na hindi clean yung finish and then may post-match assault. So it means may mangyayari pang isa pang encounter and I think Apollo will win the match definitely. Siya na yung mananalo. 'Di ba? Ganun lang yan eh. Ganun lang naman sa ganung bagay lang naman umiikot ang mundo ng WWE. Sa ganung bagay lang naman iikot yung mundo nila, 'di ba? Parang ano pa ang silbi ng build natin for the pay-per-view if isisave din natin for the next pay-per-view? Di ba? Ang lame. Ganun na yung nakikita ko. I'm not saying na hindi ko sinasabi na pangit ng laban. But siguro build lang talaga to. Seriously. Build lang talaga to ng mga possible na mangyayari sa WrestleMania because this Fastlane pay-per-view is the build for WrestleMania. Very obvious. Hindi siya barricade or hindi rin siya yung matinong final stop eh. No. Ano lang talaga to, pay-per-view lang talaga to. Memang pay-per-view. Lagay ka ng match doon. Lagay mo Roman Reigns doon. Typical. Come on. Yan lang talaga tingin ko sa pay-per-view na to. Pasensya na kayo. And then, at least, nakakuha natin yung teaser ulit para sa isa pang WrestleMania match between Apollo Crews and Big E na sure ko naman mangyayari din yun. Hindi lang na official ngayon, baka sa Friday or Saturday ma-official na yun. So, yan. And then, ito na yung huling match na pwede natin pag-usapan. So, ito na yung Women's Tag Titles. Ito, sa match na to, laging pinapaalala sa atin ng mga commentators ng hinayupak na SmackDown na to. Yung nangyari kay John Cena and kay Shawn Michaels. So, it means, if pinapaalala nila lagi, nadjinx yung outcome eh. So, hindi mangyayari. So, definitely, para sa akin, walang sense eh. Wala pa rin sense talaga tong match na to eh. Lalo na yung sa Elimination Chamber, it doesn't make sense. At all. Predictable siya eh. Ang dating kasi sa akin, it's so predictable. And yung way na pag-hype nila for this match is too predictable. Like, sabihin ni Michael Cole, eto mga putang inan to, pag ginalo sila sa WrestleMania, or pag ginalo sila ngayon, pupunta sila ng WrestleMania with the tag titles, and maglalaban sila for the women's title. And, after the match at WrestleMania, best friend pa rin sila. Ganun yung nilalamon nila sa utak natin eh. Parang in-air condition yung aircon. Wait lang, putang ina. Parang mina-mind condition kayo eh, na binibigyan kayo ng mindset na nagawa na namin to before kina John Cena at kay Shawn Michaels. Pwede pa rin natin to gawin sa women's tag titles. Sa pagkatao nga ni Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. But of course, sabi ko nga sa inyo, sinabi ko na rin nung nakaraan, wala nang point tong women's tag titles unless tumino yung direction ng division na to. But it remains the same. Walang direction. Period. Wala na akong comments. Tapos na ako. So, for the Fastlane, I'm going to wrap this up kasi medyo nauumay lang talaga ako reviewin tong pay-per-view na to. And nauumay lang din ako on how they built this pay-per-view. Number one, ba't ako naumay? Yung storylines for this one is very, natitis out na nila yung WrestleMania eh. Parang binibuild na nila itong WrestleMania rather than Fastlane na dapat wala na talaga in the first place. And sa sobrang kawalan ng build-up nga, minsan yung mga matches na dapat maasahan natin for the pay-per-view, hindi nabibigyan ng justice eh. So, that's why we got a bunch of matches na it's either impromptu matches or just a miscommunication match or kung naman itong mga matches na to nangyari nga kina Bliss, yung mga whatever, kung naman yung nangyari na yan. But still, it remains the same na sobrang irrelevant nitong pay-per-view na to. Sobrang irrelevant. Even the Elimination Chamber is super irrelevant to me. Sobrang irrelevant kasi ng book nila for this one. And umaasa ako na lahat ng irrelevance sa Elimination Chamber tsaka sa Fastlane na ngayon, siguro mababawi nila for WrestleMania since Meron tayong 2-night WrestleMania, meron tayong 2-night na takeover, meron din tayong Hall of Fame. Kompleto sa Ricardos tong WrestleMania na to. And I wish na wag yung iba to patapon lang yung mga matches for WrestleMania. So speaking of WrestleMania, we're going to talk about Raw and other stuff, NXT, AEW sa pagbabalik natin. So for now, let's check our co-podcasts on Pipe Network.
Hey, man here. Are you an adult? Okay, how about a growing adult? It's a kid or a kid at heart that is open to learning and change. If that's you, then check out Mabuhay Maxima on Spotify and other podcast platforms. See you there!
So we're back. I guess I'm back. So first thing, we're going to talk about Back for the Attack pay-per-view, since ito yung isa sa mga pay-per-view din na nangyari last Sunday in US, Monday, Manila time. And first, gusto ko muna magbigay ng tribute kay The Question Mark. May rest in peace, sir. And siguro for this pay-per-view, ang gusto ko lang talaga bigyan ng credits or applause for this one is number 1, Nick Aldis. Number 2, Aaron Stevens. These two. Yun lang talaga. Itong dalawang to, si Aaron Stevens at saka si Nick Aldis, naglaban sila for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And then, sobrang ganda lang ng laban nila. Halos kalahati nung time sa kanila napunta. And hindi nasayang yung almost 30-35 minutes na match na yon. Sobrang ganda lang talaga. Yung build up nila for up ahead of this pay-per-view, sobrang ganda. Wala akong masabi na siguro hindi maganda about this thing. Syempre, respeto din kay Joseph, kay Question Mark. But definitely, this pay-per-view is a must watch sa Pipe Network and also sa mga wrestling sites. Pero sure ko worth to watch to sa Pipe Net. Ba't pagi Pipe Network? Sa Pipe TV. Pipe TV. So, sobrang worth it talaga panoorin. $20 lang naman to sa Pipe TV. Panoorin nyo tong pay-per-view na to. 2 hours lang naman to eh. Wala naman mawawala sa inyo if hindi nyo pa panoorin tong pay-per-view na to. Maganda rin yung Camille versus Thunder Rosa. And also yung debut dito ni I forgot who the fuck he is. Pero siya yung dating Brodus Clay sa E. I forgot his name actually. Pero maganda rin yung laban niya dito. Maganda rin yung naging laban niya for this one. And speaking of Back for the Attack, meron na ring NWA Power. But unfortunately, wala akong source para mapanood ko kung yung mga nangyari sa Power Kaya, apologies. Wala tayong matinong review for the Power right now. Pasensya na kayo. If gusto ko man i-review, pero wala akong makitang matinong source. Kasi wala na sa YouTube Kung naalala ko, Power is televised on YouTube. But since nag-pandemic nga, nawala halos lahat ng videos ng NWA sa YouTube. And we got zero. Unless manonood ka sa Pipe TV. And ang bayad doon is 245 pesos for 4 shows. A month kasi, so 4 shows. Or 5. Ganun nga tayo yung system for this pay-per-view. And, ayan, yun lang naman ang thoughts ko about Back for the Attack. So, let's move on. We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw. So, ito na yung fallout from Fastlane pay-per-view na magte-take place and nag-take place tuloy on March 22nd. So, that's Tuesday lang to. So, opener ng this week's episode of Raw was a one-on-one match between Lashley and Sheamus. Sobrang battered na dito si Sheamus and nag-compete pa rin siya against Bobby Lashley. And nag-compete din sila nung main event sa Raw, if I'm not mistaken. Parang first time, I think, in Sheamus' career na nag-tap out siya in a submission hold. And ang nakita ko dito sa match na to, sobrang impressive lang talaga ni Sheamus. Parang bumabalik tayo sa 2010, 2011 na Sheamus. And sobrang sobrang ganda nung booking nila and yung chemistry ni Lashley and ni Sheamus, sobrang ganda. Wala lang talaga ako masabi. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, akala ko talaga tease na to ng turn ni Sheamus as a baby face. As a baby face. Pero hindi pala. Nagkamali ako kanina. Nagkamali ako nung iniisip ko yon. And ang iniisip ko kasi for this one, parang gagawa ng dominant streak si Lashley. And then, papatalo lang siya kay Drew, which is a very hindi na bago na cliche sa WWE. And, yun. So, also naman, on this episode as well, nakita na natin si Rhea Ripley. And then, she challenged Asuka for a championship match at WrestleMania. Alam naman natin na si Charlotte ay naging COVID positive. So, well, Charlotte, pagaling ka lang. Stay safe. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, hindi peke ang COVID. So, please wear your face mask, face shields, wash your hands, use alcohol as soon as you can. And, syempre, social distancing. So, ayun na nga, balik tayo sa topic ulit. So, Rhea Ripley, nag-appear siya dito on this episode of Pro. And she challenged Asuka for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania. And then, inaccept naman ni Asuka, yun. Oo. Pero ito, speaking of Asuka, ito na siguro yung isa sa mga best match ni Peyton Royce ever. Na, ewan ko ba't di kasi siya na-appreciate na singles pa din Mas na-appreciate ko pa din siya as a tag team with Billie Kay. Mas na-appreciate ko siya dun Pero, maganda yung build nila kay Peyton. Maganda rin yung match niya kay Asuka. Parang na-match na yung combination nilang dalawa. And umaasa talaga ako na sooner than later, if wala silang balak na ibalik yung Iconics, umaasa talaga ako na magiging champion si Peyton in the future. Also, another note from this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, nag-challenge si The Miz kay Bad Bunny in a match at WrestleMania. And they announced also with John Morrison na magkakaroon daw sila ng diss track for Bad Bunny, na kung saan inaccept din ni Bad Bunny yung challenge. Medyo na, ewan ko, I'm going to expose my opinions muna Pero I feel bad for The Miz, to be honest. From being a world champion to Lashley's lapdog, and now, napunta ka na lang kay Bad Bunny. How bad, how sad. To be honest, sobrang lungkot ko talaga nung inisip ko tong match na to be honest. Nakakahinayang na sobrang ganda ng booking sa kanya for the past 3 months as Mr. Money in the Bank plus WWE Champion. And now, ayan, kay Bad Bunny ka na lang. Fuck, come on. Wala na bang ibang Parang ang weird kasi ng ganitong booking Si Jeff Hardy naman, the other hand, parang, ewan ko, wala pa siyang direction sa story. Right now, wala pa siyang story, pero at least they can use Jeff Hardy. And umaasa talaga ako na magbibigyan pa siya ng story. Oo. Wala mang special dito sa match na to Pero, parang napakikita lang natin na nagbibuild ng momentum si Miz. At the same time, nabibuild din nila yung match nila at WrestleMania. Also, let's move on to one of the important details of this week's episode of Pro. So, Drew McIntyre versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, na kung saan if nanalo si Drew, mababand si Cedric and si Shelton sa ringside at WrestleMania. So, nangyari ngayon. Hindi naman ako nasurpresa. Hindi ako nasurpresa sa outcome na yun. But, I want to give props kay Alexander kasi sobrang ganda ng execution niya dun sa cell ng Claymore kick. Grabe yung execution dun. And yung pag-add ng stipulation, feeling ko nakatulong siya sa pagbibuild itong match na to. And di natin maiisip agad na, ay wow, napaka-random naman itong putanginan to. Book sila ng book ng ganito. So, maiisip natin agad na hindi lang siya singles match na nakikita lang natin typically on Raw, on SmackDown. Yun. So, ayun, final segment for this week's podcast, I guess. Wala naman tayong pwede pag-usapan kay Shane McMahon. Wala pa rin bago doon. But naghamunan na sila. So, challenge na rin ni Braun Strowman si Shane for a match at WrestleMania. Walang tayong paki dyan. Pero, hindi naman necessary itong build-up nila for this match. And over and over. Stupid. And this week, we're going to say stupid. Ganun lang. Ganun lang talaga eh. So, yung last week, yung slime, stupid. Magic word of the day. So, again, this week, walang bago. Nagpatugtog si Elias. Kumanta siya ni Shane. Stupid. Ba yan? Basta, naiirita na ako bigla. Nakakairita. Sobrang... Pero, fuck this crap. Wala akong pakialam. Kahit mangyari pa to sa WrestleMania, wala akong pakialam. So, the final segment of this week's Raw, of course, alam na natin na mangyayari talaga sa WrestleMania tong Fiend versus Orton. Alam na natin na mangyayari talaga tong match na to Pero, yung trick, wait lang. Sabihin na natin, ito ba sa tingin nyo ang pinakamagandang match for WrestleMania? May answer? No. Ito ba yung pinakamatagal na storyline sa WrestleMania ngayon? Yes. Ito ba yung pinaka-overhyped na storyline in this WrestleMania? Yes. And finally, okay lang. But sa tingin ko, ano ba to? Naging from bad to worse? Ay, nako. Basta ang malinaw lang sa atin ngayon na sinusubukan talaga nila na magawa nila lahat kung ano yung kaya nilang gawin for this feud. And also, ito rin pala sa mga matches. Sa tingin ko, matatapos na rin yung feud after WrestleMania. And umasa talaga ako dun. So, that's it for Raw this week. Basta wala akong masasabing no comment na lang ako. No comment na lang ako. Yung magbigay ng commentary na matino dito. So, let's move on. So, Impact naman in the other hand this week. Wala tayo nakitang ibang big deal aside dun sa promo ni Kenny Omega and ni Kenny Omega nga, and the Moose tuloy. Ba't si Moose lagi nakalala ko pag dito kay Kenny? So, si Rich Swann. Sobrang kasi, lagi ko nakakalimutan na si Rich Swann, yung kanilang world champion. Rich Swann. Punyeta. Ay, nako. Basta ako, ang sinasabi ko lang dito, as long as mag-i-stall talaga sila ng show on April 25 sa Rebellion. Yes, April 25 kasi minove ng Impact Wrestling yung pay-per-view on April 25. Sunday yun. So, in-expect natin na as long as nafe-feel natin yung pagiging predictable itong match na to, mabibigyan pa din tayo ng magandang laban. So, let's move on. Kasi marami pa tayong pag-uusapan. So, nag-umpisa na yung build ng feud between Brian Myers and si Matt Cardona. Parang feeling ko na magiging podcast war to, ganon. Parang, Ganun yung nakikita natin for this one. And at the same time, maganda magiging kasundo nitong match na to for sure kasi magkaibigan sila in real life and also magkasama sila sa isang podcast. And parang pwede sila magkasundo na ayan, gandahan natin yung build up for this match. And yung potential ng match na to, isandun na eh. Kasi nabibuildan nila ng effective tong match na to eh. Unlike other companies, etong match na to, it's very effective build up. Parang nakikita natin, sobrang effective tong build up na tong match na to. So, balikan natin. Wala nang big deal about Kenny Omega as long as maganda yung promo nila on this week's episode. And, yeah, yun lang naman. Wala na akong nakikitang ibang big deal about this one. So, basically, yeah, yun lang. Yun lang talaga. So, habang wala pa, minaantay pa ako. So, I'm going to invite you guys to use my Salora code kasi birthday sale din ni Salora ngayon. And, syempre, if you're going to use my code to get 25% off with the minimum purchase of... Wait lang. Tama ba yung sinasabi ko? Wait lang. Check natin. Be-verify ko yung sinasabi ko. Kasi ayoko magkamali. Hindi ako perfectionist. Pero ayoko magkamali sa sinasabi ko dito. For all of you guys. So, wait. Tama lang natin. Kasi nag-jinx ako lagi dito sa show eh. Hindi nawawala ng jinx tong show na to. So, get 25 pesos off plus 10% cashback on a minimum purchase of 1,999 pesos. If bibili ka ng Nike shoes, H&M, or whatever it is, please use my code MTGShow on Salora. And sigurado ko may commission naman din ako makukuha dyan. And then, nakasave ka pa sa pagbili mo sa Salora. So, yun. Shit. Di talaga nawawala ng disasters tong podcast na to. So, may apologies about that. So, for now, let's check our co-podcasts on Pipe Network.
Mainit na diskusyonan,
Masarap na kwentuhan,
malinamnam na usapan,
at nakakagising na balitaktakan.
parang kape lang. My name is Jeff.
And I'm Weya Angeline
Join us in our conversations at Coffee na Lang Dear Podcast.
So, we're back. So, ano pa tayo pag-uusapan natin pa? So, ito, NXT. Let's start with NXT kasi binibuild na nila itong pay-per-view. And then, mag-umpisa na tayo dito. Ayoko magpatagal masyado. So, they opened the show with Zoe Stark versus Raquel Gonzalez. Parang, maganda itong execution ng match na to. Actually, this is a tag team match between Zoe Stark and Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. Napakagandang opener match ito for me. And the same time, nabibuild na nila yung storyline for Io Shirai and Raquel Gonzalez. And then, at the same time, nafe-feel din natin na magi-split talaga si Raquel at saka si Kai, Dakota Kai. Yun lang naman nakikita ko. Wala naman masyadong big deal. And then, also, nagkaroon na ng debut match si LA Knight or si Eli Drake on this week's NXT. So, di ko pa napapanood ng buo ito. But, I think hindi na siya end for LA Knight. So, I guess, parang binibuild lang din nila ulit si Bronson Reed for the upcoming next week's Battle Royale, including LA Knight and si Bronson Reed. Merong Battle Royale and then yung final 6 will qualify for a gauntlet match to determine the number 1 contender for Johnny Gargano's title Takeover Night 2. So, yung gauntlet match will take place at Night 1. And then on Night 2, yung match mismo versus Gargano. Ganon yung concept. And then, parang binibuild din nila yung momentum between Karrion Kross and Finn Balor. Wala naman bago doon. And then, parang inaddress na din ng NXT yung future ng tag team titles since binakant na nga yung NXT tag team titles. So, basically, mamaya natin i-explain. Mas maliwanag ko siguro kung i-explain ko mamaya. So, ito na nga. So, naglaban din si Walter and si Drake Maverick. Easy lang to. Napakadali lang siguro ng match na to. Easy match nun to. Wala naman akong nakikitang dahilan para manalo si Drake Maverick kaysa kay Walter. I don't think na mananalo yan. So, ayun, pagkatapos nga, lumabas niya si Ciampa. Hinamon niya si Walter for the NXT UK Championship. And inatake ng Imperium si Walter. Si Ciampa. And we got the answer. That's it. And then, ano pa yung pwede natin pag-usapan? So, yun na yun. May set na tayo doon sa card na yun. And I think Walter vs. Ciampa is one of the matches na siguro mag-stall lang show for the takeover. Definitely, yun talaga ang inaasahan ko. And then, na-retain yung NXT Women's Tag Team titles. Okay. Mas better to kaysa Raw and SmackDown. Fine. And then, tapos, gusto ko makakita ng legitimate competition kay Moon and kay Blackheart. Wala na kasi si Gonzalez and si Dakota Kai. Yun lang talaga yung para nakikita natin na big threat. Yun lang kasi yung nakikita natin big threat kay kina Moon and tsaka kay Blackheart for now. And then also, in-announce na din nila yung takeover match for the Cruiserweight title will be a unification nga. And then, ladder match. In the ladder match, Shawn Michaels, pumasok siya and nagpasok siya ng ladder doon sa loob ng ring. So, it reminds me of Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 10. Yun ang talaga naalala ko about that one. So, basta, para sa akin maganda yung laban na to. Itong kay Devlin and kay Kushida. But, yung ewan ko, pero I'm going to give my thoughts immediately on the ladder match stipulation for Devlin and Escobar. Okay. Parang hindi talaga natin maiiwasan na ikumpara talaga tong part na to sa Razor Ramon versus Michaels ng WrestleMania. Kahit nga ako nga, nakumpara ko din di ba? So, ito na yung final segment for this week's NXT. So, we have a contract signing for TakeOver Night 2 kina Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole match. And then, ayun na nga, nag-brawl lang nga sila. Pero napigil naman sila ng mga officials. So, we got the best match indeed of this card na nasa day 2, which is televised on Thursday on Peacock by TV tuloy. So, Peacock ang mag-host nitong match na to. So, we have a solid card for this week's takeover. For this week's NXT and the upcoming takeover on April 7 and 8. Tama ba ako? Basta yan. Asaan natin magandang takeover to, madadat na natin. Especially yung Night 2 na mas mabigat kumpara sa Night 1 na na-feel ko. So, yun na. And then for this week's Dynamite naman, we have a World Championship Eliminator match. I don't know bakit may Eliminator match eh. Ano ba yung term ng Eliminator match? Is this a title match in the future or this is a title match itself? I don't know, hindi ko alam. Ano ba tong ano bang sequence ito? Hindi, naiisip ko, ano ba to? Maganda tong laban na to. Pero, ano, ang feel ko about this one, ano ba yung mga World Championship Eliminator na to? Wala naman tournament eh. Number 1, walang tournament. Number 2, what? Title match to? Or it's a non-title? Medyo nakukonfuse about this one. And then, maganda yung outcome nito at the same time. Maganda tong outcome, maganda rin yung match. At the same time, hindi pa natin nakikita yung storyline noong Omega versus Impact Tyro kay Rich Swann. Ewan ko kung ano pa yung hindi pa natin nakikita, pero sure makikita natin yun in the future. And nami-mention naman siya sa commentary, di ba, na magkakaroon nga ng match at April 24th. Yun lang. And then, so, tapos, wait lang. Ayun nga, lumabas nga si Britt Baker. I love this segment ni Britt Baker na grabe man yung promo na yon. Yung parang, ewan ko, nag-turn na ba dito si Britt? But I guess no. I think hindi talaga siya nag-turn dito. But, maganda, sobrang ganda na itong promo na to ni Britt Baker. And, I think, face turn na to in my opinion. And para sa akin, kahit natalo siya dito, parang wala na sa kanya, di kawalan. Ganun yung nakikita natin about this one. But at the same time, I love it. Yun lang talaga nakikita natin. And then binibuild na yun the Pinnacle. And then parang naghahamonan na ata sila with Inner Circle. And then, parang nakikita natin na, wait, masakit yung ibig ko. Wait lang. Parang nakikita natin na malakas talaga yung build for Pinnacle. And at the same time, nakikita din natin yung force na binibuild ni MJF. Sobrang grabe yun. And yung despite the fact na wala yung Inner Circle dito, I think parang nakikita natin na sobrang effective itong feud na to. So, let's move on. Sobrang, medyo sakto lang din na maganda yung laban nila ng Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler versus the Lucha Bros and the Redo Kid. Sobrang sakto lang talaga ng laban na to. And, seriously, napapace palm ako pagkatapos itong match na to kasi nakita ko na naman yung pagbumukha ni Cody. Basta, every time talaga nalalabas si Cody, napapapace palm ako. I don't know why. Pero, yun lang naman yung nakikita natin for this week's Dynamite. And then, wait, ano pa ba? Yung main event pala for this week's Dynamite was a TNT Championship match once again. So, that's Darby Allin versus John Silver of the Dark Order. So, on this match naman, na-injured si John Silver dito. And, ang nakapifeel ko lang about this one is, binibuild ba nila si Darby Allin for the better feud against Lance Archer? And binibuild ba nila for the better direction, yung Dark Order? Or binibuild ba nila yung better run ni Darby Allin doon sa TNT Championship? And do you think na magandang outcome to for this week's Dynamite? The answer is yes, of course. So, yeah. Pero ako, sabihin ko lang sa inyo, nafe-feel ko lang naman dito is Darby Allin versus Matt Hardy. Pwede natin to makita for the next pay-per-view, which is Double or Nothing, kaso ang haba pa ng antay natin, which is May 30 pa. Sobrang haba pa ng pay-per-view na yon. So, mag-aantay pa tayo ng alos 2 months. So, let's move on. Ano pa ba? Pwede natin pag-usapan. So, speaking of Matt Hardy, kahit di masyadong relevant, in-announce sa WWE social media, and then sa After the Bell sa social media, of course, sa The Bump, and sa WWE India, na Eric Bishop, Kane, and Great Khali, respectively, will be inducted to the 2021 Hall of Fame class. And then, in the other hand, Batista, in-announce din sa social media na siya ay hindi makakadalo for the 2020 Hall of Fame. So, naglagay siya doon ng isang post na kung saan babalik siya, and yung induction niya is mamumove lang. Pero hindi ibig sabihin doon mawawala na siya sa Hall of Fame. So, mamumove lang yung induction niya. It's either 2022 or 2023. So, let's see pa din kung ano yung plano for Batista na wala ngayon, obviously, kasi nagtitape sila, I think, ng movie sa Australia pa din. And, yun. Yun lang naman ang ano natin for Batista. At least, makikita na ulit natin siya sa big screen. So, my final past lane thoughts bago tayo lumayo sa episode na to, bago natin ilapag to. My final thoughts on this week's Fastlane. Fastlane is very unnecessary event for this year. Sobrang unnecessary niya. Yung matches was very poor booked. Some matches are great, but it doesn't matter doon. Hindi siya nagmamatter doon sa matches sa WrestleMania. Parang ang dating lang sa akin is, bato ka lang dito ng match as long as nakapag-compete kayo. Got it. We got Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler on the example. And then, also, meron din ako afterthought na parang wala talagang sense tong pay-per-view na to in the first place. Dapat nga, hindi ko nabibigyan to ng review, but labag sa loob ko kasi pag di ko binigyan ng review tong pay-per-view na to Yun lang talaga napupuna ko, kaya gusto ko, binigyan ko lang talaga ng review tong pay-per-view na to. And, ginagaranti ko naman na WrestleMania, makakabawi sila for this one, and also stand and deliver. Sana mag-deliver kayo. I wish makabawi kayo on that one. And, so, mag-move on na tayo. Medyo mahaba na itong episode na to. So, ito na yung scores ko for this week's Fastlane. So, let's start with the women's tag team titles. So, that's Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. So, that's 1/5. Parang nonsense talaga yung booking nyo itong title na to. And then, the Intercontinental Championship, that's 3/5. Sobrang ganda ng build-up nila leading to the pay-per-view and yung obvious build-up to WrestleMania na nakikita natin in the horizon. And then, there's a segment between Shane McMahon, Braun Strowman, and Elias na binigyan ko ng -4. Why? Sobrang unnecessary. Stupid, unnecessary, irrelevant. Period. And then there's a Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth Rollins match. Binigyan ko siya ng 2.5. Bakit? Sobrang aside sa unnecessary na match na to, parang naging one-sided siya. Hindi na siya yung match na pwede magtapatan kayo. Hindi siya yung ganun eh. Parang naging one-sided match lang talaga to. So, and then, we got McIntyre and Sheamus in a no-holds-barred match. Sobrang ganda lang nitong laban na to, na isa sa mga best matches of their feud. And one of the best matches in WWE in 2020 indeed. And then we got the Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton match. Hindi na siya match for me, but na-execute nila yung story. Kaya binigyan ko sila ng 4/5. Same as McIntyre and Sheamus. And then the main event for the Universal Championship, that's Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. Binigyan ko sila ng 3. over 5 kasi parang hindi na bago. I know hindi na bago yung outcome nitong match na to. But sana may mga better options pa to end this match, and I think they can do that. And also, from back for the attack, binigyan ko din ng score tong kay Nick Aldis and kay Aaron Stevens for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, a 3 out of 5. So, that's pretty much it. So, I'm going to promote my Lazada stuff. So, Lazada birthday sale is coming this Saturday, March 27. And marami po dong sale, marami dong stuff na ibebenta or isi-sale ng Lazada. So, if you want to help na magtuloy-tuloy tong podcast na to, please use my links. So, that's tinyurl.com/tmtgsp/lazada-ph2. Again, that's tinyurl.com/tmtgsp/lazada-ph2. Makatulong ka na nakabili ka pa ng bagay na gusto mong bilhin for the summer, and siguro pag halimbawa Holy Week na, of course, baka di ka na makalabas kasi wala na magbebenta sa'yo during Holy Week. And also, yung Mr. Speedy natin, if you want to deliver some stuff sa mga kakilala mo, sa mga kaibigan mo, sa pamilya mo, and naghahanap ka ng affordable na same day delivery platform, so as a fan of them TG Show Podcast, a wrestling podcast, meron akong offer for you. So get 50 pesos off when you place your first delivery with Mr. Speedy when you use my code Mr. Speedy XTMTGSP. Again, that's Mr. Speedy XTMTGSP, and you will get a 50 pesos off on your first delivery. Pwede kayong mag-book by their website, mrspeedy.ph, or download their app on the Apple App Store, Google Play Store, and the Huawei App Gallery. Mr. Speedy is available in Metro Manila, nearby provinces, and on Cebu. And finally, if naghahanap ka ng isang vacation spot pagkatapos ng April 4, since we have a NCR Plus lockdown right now in Metro Manila, na kung saan ewan ko kung ano ba nangyayari sa mundo ngayon. So, relax and enjoy with your family and friends at La Casa Bacance in Batangas City. So that's only 2-hour drive from Metro Manila to Batangas City, and get a 300 peso discount when you use my promo code TMTGSP. So again, that's the promo code TMTGSP. Head on over to pipenetwork.co/lacasabacance and enjoy your summer with Pipe Network. So, yeah, pretty much it. Papaalala na lang ako, stay safe, stay raso, and of course, yung mga bilhin namin naman sa inyo, and yung mga pinagagawa nyo sa buhay. So, isipin nyo yung mga iniisip ginagawa nyo, kasi pag nagkaroon ng problema sa bahay nyo siguro dahil ng COVID na to, mahirap malunasan, lalo't mahirap ma-hospital ngayon. Kaya hanggat maaari, wag na kayo lumabas ng bahay nyo. So, sabi ko nga, pipe. So, palagi maghugas ng kamay. Isipin yung mga kasama sa bahay o mga nakakasalamuha mo. Isipin mo sila. And then, palaging mag-isip o palaging isipin ang sarili. And of course, isipin mo yung mga kasama mo sa buhay. And palaging mag-face mask, face shield, and follow the instructions as soon as you can. Follow nyo lang sila. And huling P, maglibang ka. E is entertain yourself. Listen to our podcasts on Pipe Network. Marami kami podcast dito, especially Huntahan Nights, with our latest episode with Director Antoinette Jardine. I think tama ba yung nasabi ko? So, basta tama ba yung sabi ko? So, Antoinette Jardine from, di ko tanda kung ano yung show nun. Basta, I think nakita ko siya before sa isang show sa ABS-CBN. Yun siguro yun. Basta, I'm not popular on their stuff kasi, but please listen to all of the platforms. Of course, lahat naman ng platforms, mapapakinggan nyo kaming lahat na kasama dito sa Pipe Network. And lahat naman kami, mga podcasters ng Pipe Network, is trying to give you content na sa tingin namin makakatulong sa inyo or we can help you para kahit nasa pandemic tayo ngayon, sumaya pa rin kayo. So, yeah! That's pretty much it. Follow the podcast on all of the social media platforms. So that's facebook.com/TheMTGSP. So facebook.com/The MTG Show Podcast and Twitter, Instagram at The MTG Show Pod. Man. Di talaga nawawalan ng mess up tong show na to. And then, so listen to our podcast every Fridays and sometimes Mondays on your favorite podcast platforms. So that's Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Anchor, and on the MTG Show Podcast app. And then, also, follow Pipe Network on all of the social media platforms. So that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Pipe Network. Also, visit our website at pipenetwork.co for more podcast updates. Join our group, of course, sa The MTV Show Podcast and also sa Pipe Network and on our Discord chat sa The MTV Show Podcast. Follow my personal accounts at @AG Penera. Yun lang. Yun na lang sa akin. So, that's it for today's episode. Stay safe and stay reso. See you after Holy Week for the longer episodes for the final Raw, SmackDown after WrestleMania. And then, alamin ako ba ito mag-take na break for next week. So, yeah, yun lang. Stay safe, stay reso. Mag-ingat kayo. Holy Week pa naman. Huwag na sana kayo lumabas, please. Utang na loob. Magstay na lang kayo as long as you can.
Pipe Network presents